beasts, aren't they? Chuffed to bits. The smallest little thornback rat. No, I just concentrate on not losing the rod over the side. And its eyes. It's got amazing eyes. Doggy in the boat. Covered in mullet. There's a bit of weight to that, you know. And that's what we want, don't we? We don't want the same all the time. We want something different, a good old show. Good morning and welcome to Chesil Beach. Sunday morning, freezing cold, mid-October. So we drove down this morning in darkness and the van was showing 4 degrees. And that's a bit of a rude awakening considering 2 days ago it was 19 degrees. Yeah, so we set up in the dark, first light, we're just watching the sun come up now. And I say me and Dave, Dave's a little bit further on to my left. Got 2 rods in the water and I'm fishing. So what are we hoping for? Hoping for cod, always hope for a cod. Expecting bream. I've just had a strap, and when I say a strap I mean it was like about 10 inches. I'm fishing 1 rod at distance, 1 close in. So the close in is literally just a flop and it's maybe 40 yards out. And the one at distance is everything I can muster with my clumsy casting. I'd be surprised if it's 100 yards out. Both rods are bouncing around a little bit. That's the setup, that's where we are. Hopefully, in no time at all, we'll be into some fish. And we'll have a natter and have a look at rigs and all the other stuff. We'll do a baiting up of how I'm baiting up for this stuff. And ideally, one of us needs to pull out something significant. Oh, there you go, look. That's it. That looks breamy. Bream rattles tend to be quite aggressive. I'd say that's small bream as opposed to large bream. A decent sized bream can give you a right old knock on the rod. Looks quite impressive actually, gets the adrenaline pumping. Let's just put some tension in this one. I think the tide is just starting to turn, so we're fishing high to low. And as always, when the tide starts to, oh, looks like we might have something on the other rod as well. Or certainly some interest. Maybe that's why it's slackened off. Yeah. Bait strippers, they're like piranhas. The rod's just flopped round. That's not holding very well, is it? It's a 6-ounce grip weight. Clickers on, drag set light, just in case. Oh, yeah, I think there's something there. Definitely breamy. Usually if you switch the camera on, the bites stop. That rod tip was going crackers then. Oh, there we go. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's see if we got Mr. Bream. If it is, it's only going to be a small one. I don't know. I'm going to walk down for this one. Don't want to drag him up the shingle. So that is a typical small stamper bream for Chesil, I would say. That's pretty small, to be honest. But if you have a look in his mouth, you can see where he's just been top lipped hooked with a little piece of squid and some squid tentacles. Little floppy tail. On a 2-hook clip, so you can see the length of the snood on that. That's probably about 2 foot long, that. So it is proper moving around in the current. I'm going to get this little critter back. He should, I say, as soon as I unhook him, he's going to go crackers. He's unhooked. I'm going to get him back. So that was a little bit of fun. I think that's going to be the stamper fish because baits are getting stripped at the moment. I'm going to hook into a few of those, but all the time those baits are out, there's a chance of something else. And the difference between a cod bite and a bream bite is usually quite significant. So that's one bream, one strap. When I say a strap, that was bootlace on it. But yeah, love the tips on these rods. Really indicate well. So I'm going to get baited back up, dry my hands off because it is cold, proper cold today. Keep an eye on my other rod. Keep fresh baiting and putting them out. They're stripping them like piranhas at the moment. See if we can have a better stamper fish, see if we can get a bigger one. Right, less talking, more fishing. We've just been discussing how quiet it is and how much longer we're going to fish. We're going to fish for another hour. And then from a distance, I've just come around along the shingle because both rods went. But not anymore. I don't know, something's still having a little nibble at that left hand rod. Small, whatever, oh, and the right hand rod. Right, whatever they were, they've stopped. Small bream one that I'm expecting. Right rod's having a bit of a go now. We're just getting to the point of low water. So we fish from high water down to low. We're soon going to be at low water slack. We're not going to fish the flood. So at low water slack, that's us for the day, I think. I've got a funny feeling because it's been very quiet. Well, you've seen the only fish was a bream, and before that was a tiny strap. Now, I don't think I pressed record for the strap. Talking to another gent earlier, he came over and had a chat. He's travelled up from Plymouth. Didn't get his name actually. It's a bit rude, isn't it? We had a chat. He travelled up. He'd fished overnight. There's quite a few people on the beach last night. I don't know what the catch reports are across the board. But what's surprising is how warm the water is. Your lead comes back warm to the touch. Even though the air temperature's plummeted, the water temperature's still warm. Yeah, so the water temperature's still warm. And it's just that whole species don't know what they're doing. It's just very chaotic. The weather's not seasonal, the water temperature's not seasonal. And it's not fishing. That's the truth of it. They're making us work hard for this. They're tiniest, right to the camera to make it look bigger. The tiniest little black bream, perfection in miniature, flippy floppy tail, beautiful eye. Look at that, so clear, so bright. I'm going to get him back in. Tiny, that's a tiny little black bream with little piranha teeth. Little gnashers, see them? Got about an hour left in this session. Just conscious we hadn't even looked at any rigs. So I know a lot of people look for sort of to see what people choose and why they choose it. So one of the rigs I've been putting out today is this. It's a 3-hook loop rig, and it's a combination of a loop rig, crow in the background, a loop rig and clip down. So the bottom section, this hasn't got any bait on it. This is one I'm just about to clean up and put away. Just take that twist out of the line. Okay, so the bottom section, when it hooks into the imp, the cascade swivel, so that's clipped into the imp now. So that's just like a standard loop rig. And then when you hold that, and this is always going to be more difficult trying to show you it. You know, everyone else that films and dreads this part. Let's just feed those up. Okay. So what we've actually got there, because the rig's too long to show it in its entirety, is the loop rig into the imp. That looper line that you can see is the length of the hook snood, and that will run free and give you your bottom species, rays and anything that's feeding off the bottom, flatfish. And then the cascade swivel, that next piece there, look, is holding the next hook, and then there's another cascade swivel for the top hook. And the top hook, because I wanted that to fish off the bottom, I put 3 floating beads on it, and that would mean it would actually reach up as far as it would. Bait neutral, so you want a small bait on that so you don't overwhelm those beads. But then obviously when that goes into the water now, everything releases and you've got your snood length as normal, but the bottom snood is 3 foot long because it had that loop in it with the cascade swivel. So yeah, that's one of the rigs I've been putting out. Small baits with that, and I'm just running the line between my fingers as I'm unpacking this rig away. I'm not going to put it out again today. You're very conscious that despite being chemically etched and super needle sharp, that going across the shingle has dulled the point on the hook and has roughed the surface of the line, both hook snood and rig body. So that must have got stoned, that must have got rolled under at some point. So there it is. That's one of the rigs I've been using. I've also been using 2 and 3 hook clipped without the loop at the bottom. I've been varying between hook sizes, varying baits, tried blow lug, black lug, ragworm, squid. The only thing I haven't tried today is fish baits. I didn't bring any fish baits. Didn't fancy doggies and eels. Not that that doesn't stop you getting them, but it does reduce the amount that you're going to get. And yeah, so I'm slowly getting rid of the rigs that I'm not going to carry on using. I've got one more rig that I've got to debait and clean up. I'm going to carry on fishing the rods as they are. I've fired them both out at distance now. Distance in my books, yeah. I've probably not distance in someone else's books. 20 yards, Mark, that's not distance. Yeah, so I've pushed them out as far as I can. I've gone right down, because the tide's still on the way out. It's possibly just slack low now. I went down to the water's edge. You can see the difference, the way it's flattened off. There is no rogue waves, the sea's flat calm. And it's not very disturbed at the moment. And got them out as far as I could. As far as I could, with as much heave-ho as I could muster. And still, I've not seen any fish coming out along the beach. It's beautiful conditions. I've taken my jacket off, taken my hat off. I've got a crow to my right as my buddy. He's just rummaging around, I think, bits and pieces. But yeah, a quiet session. A quiet, but actually enjoyable session. Using new kit, using new rods and reels. I've enjoyed it, getting to grips with them. I'm forever fine-tuning my rigs and my stuff, you know I am. I'm always playing around, got all my rubbish together. We just fish these rigs out, eh? Fish these rigs out. What I might do is load the next couple of baits up, get everything on there. I might just absolutely ram-packed, get everything on there, taking nothing home. And see how that does. See if all this small bait nonsense is nonsense. It's nice seeing so many people out enjoying what is this sunshine. It's lovely and warm. It is gorgeous. Considering it was so cold this morning, it doesn't know what it wants to do, does it? It doesn't know if it wants to be winter or not. Yeah, so less jibber jabbering. I'm going to get on fish, bait up and sort out my next rigs, and bring you back in a bit. Either with some fish, I don't know what that means, fish facing each other, with some fish, or with a goodbye. Right rod going well. It's got to be on there, isn't he? This one was right out at distance as well. The problem with this now is I've got to walk all the way down. Oh. Keep dragging something up the beach. That's hard work coming up that shingle. What's he done there? Not particularly big, that seems to be the stamp of it today, but they're certainly making us work for it. I'm going to get this one, get the hook out of him. Let's have a look. So I didn't show that one on camera because I was just concentrating on getting it out, but he was quite deeply hooked. And the beauty of a captive disgorger like that one, where it's closed, oh come on bub, let's get you back, is once you've located the hook you can push and pull, and you can use the back end of it to push the hook down and then release it back, which is what I just did for that one. I'm going to put this little critter in a bucket of water because that's a long way down to low water mark now. I'm fishing one rod, going to fish this one out, and then we're going to be packing up. So, bucket of water for you, young man, for the time being. As I'm sorting my kit out and just getting ready to pack some of this stuff away, I'm down to one rod fishing, and I've just landed the other net with that bream that you just seen. Bream that you've seen. That is the Fathom 2 12 SD. SD for star drag. And that is the casting special. 15 SOCS. CS stand for casting special. But what's interesting is when you look at the size difference. Let's get those two together like that. Look at that for a comparison. The spool size and depth. It looks like the actual end plates must be a pattern item. They look the same. When I look at the end of the gear drive, including the handle, even the crank in the handle and the star drive, everything is the same. It's all down to that spool size. That spool size is huge. Tiny. Loads of inertia. Very little inertia. That's what we've been looking at. That's what I've been playing with by using these today. If anything happens, I'll bring you back. If nothing happens, this is your lot. This is all you're getting. Unfortunately, 3 Bream and a strap. You didn't even get to see the strap. So, from me, from here, for now, it's goodbye. Tight lines, happy fishing. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.